Welcome.
Ready?
Seems a bit quiet today, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome to Red Stripe Every Night, episode 11.
Yeah, maybe. We are back.
I am here today with the usual suspects, Jack, and the not so irregular regular, Dan Wilco.
Oh, lad.
You will notice, well, you might not, we are a man down.
Half a man now.
Which leads us on to our first topic, but in today's show, where's Neil? Mountain bikes everywhere, all over the place. Why isn't it working? Ant uplift tips. I shit you not. The very small world that is the mountain bike community. MT Life with Dan. I've just sprung that on him, so if he looks confused.
You're in section, lad.
Meme of the week. And Dragon's Den dog beds.
Oh, is this from Thingies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
Where's Neil? He's not here.
No.
Neil can't be here this week. He is in Paphos
He's
on
enjoying
holiday
some time off.
with his lovely wife Helen and Daz and Val, and I'm sending pictures of them wearing Redline t-shirts, drinking. It looks like it's the best time. So we'll put that there. There they are. Big up from the boys. We're going to try and do this without you, mate. So bear with us if it doesn't quite work out that way.
Nothing without you, Neil.
Because he wasn't here, he's
He
done.
sent us a video.
I think he's been inspired by Trotty.
He probably does. He's a big
I think he's like so. Neil sent us a video. Have you got the video there, sir?
I have got the video here, so we'll check it out.
Here we go.
Yo fellas, Redline all the time here in Paphos, Cyprus. Thought I'd say hi, see how you're going, so you can head this to the podcast. Just want to say a big up to Colin and Jack for smashing out Landegla yesterday. Your times were fucking absolutely sweet, man. Good to see you here that hard, just like I am tonight. Also, this is going to be a quick one, just so you can slot it into the podcast tonight. This weekend, Ruben is taking part in the World Cup Under-16s at Fort William. Man, really wish you could be doing the road trip with Colin up there to see you absolutely smash it, man, which I know you're going to do. Do your best, man. Have fun. Enjoy it. Have a top weekend. And big up to you, man.
He's going to tear up.
You're doing it.
Cheers, man. Yeah, love you.
So, like I say, just a quick one, so I can go carry on and join Helen, Daz and Val. I'll catch up with you next week. We'll get on to the podcast next Thursday.
Yeah, boy.
Loving your work. As we say, keep it redline.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
There's
There he
right.
goes. He's so drunk.
Yeah.
He's like noticing trying to keep it on the down low as well.
It's like he's been drinking since it was light and it's dark.
No,
But holiday. So
on holiday, we'll be on holiday in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to be like a rather disjointed couple of weeks on the podcast. But Neil's there. Neil raises some good points, which Neil brings me perfectly onto the next topic of conversation: mountain bikes.
yeah, baby.
This weekend, big weekend in the mountain
stuff,
biking world. First round of it's not the UCI anymore, is it? It's the Whoop.
Is
the
it?
Whoop World Downhill.
And everyone started hating UCI.
Oh, mate,
Let's
honestly.
not get into it.
However, this weekend, Fort Bill, Fort William, first round of the championship. All the pros. It's the global circus for downhill mountain biking. And our Ruben, Mr. Ruben Hartshaw, there he is, Redline all the time, junior rider. Like, honestly, like, it'd be amazing, like, how quickly we'll be like that. Oh, he's been riding with us for years. He's like, Mr.
Ruben, made him, lad.
Honestly, we got a message from Tim. Big up Tim, big up Ruben, big up all the Hartshaws. Message from Tim just saying like that. Oh, Ruben's been invited to run in the under-16 junior downhill at the World Champs in Fort Bill. It was like, but any chance you'll be up there, like, bit of support. We were like, no. Well, I wasn't planning on being there. You're at work,
Yeah.
but like, well, how could you not be? Do you know what I mean? So we managed to scramble around, found ourselves somewhere to stay. He's at work, so managed to rope in Dan. And it looks like we've got a road trip. So Redline all the time is coming to support you, Ruben. We will be on course. We may even be marshalling as well. This is something that's turned up today, which we're going to try and get onto.
Me who knows nothing about mountain biking.
You don't need to.
Stood next to
All
you.
you need to do is stand there and blow the whistle when somebody comes past. Honestly, that's all you need to do.
As an introduction to a sport, the very first time you've actually come into contact with the sport of mountain biking, despite the attempts that we've made and so far not managed to do so,
It's going to be watching the pros.
it will be marshalling an event at a World Championship downhill race, one of the World Championship downhill.
For the seeding as well, won't you?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't really marshal for the seeding.
Yeah.
They're going to want experienced marshals for that. I would imagine for the kids, for the under 16s, the junior downhill, any old, but in terms of like an experience, if we're going to drive like halfway around the country and go and do it, it's like, hey, do you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. So I'm going to reply to the email that Tim sent us. And then we're going to try and get it done. So, Redline all the time, marshalling at the former UCI, Marshall all the time. So yeah, I just want to echo Neil's thoughts as well. I mean, like, to be invited up to go and race.
Oh, it's a big honour. He was invited as well.
I've seen his videos. I've seen over the last couple of weeks. Like, you can just see everything's come together, and he is flying the flow, the confidence. He just looks good. So we're going to see you Friday, mate. But Dan and I are definitely going to see you Friday. I'm going to come and have some food with you, sit with you and your dad, chill. Hopefully keep you like heads from. I mean, honestly, I don't know how I'd cope. I'd literally be like, oh, but like. For some reason, Tim thinks having like friendly faces around us like you know, be like a calming influence. So we're on our way, sunshine. We are super proud of your achievements. We're rooting for you, mate. We are heading north.
You'll smash it, lad.
We're bringing merch, and he wants to race in his Redline hoodie as well.
Yeah.
How that's fucking cool, Redline all the time is that? So we've got your big one. He's growing up now, so we've got you one of them. We're bringing it up. Dan and I are on the road trip, which is going to be hilarious because we probably never spent more than like 2 or 3 hours in each other's company beforehand. And now it's like he's here Thursday, and then from midday tomorrow
you have to stay in the same
till possibly like very late Saturday, early Sunday. It's just going to be like that. Hi. I'm sure there'll be lots of stories.
Sleeping bag, sleeping bag, zipped up.
Staying on mountain bikes, we have actually been doing some riding. We were at Dovey at the not Dovey. We were at Stiniog at the weekend.
Sunday.
We were at Degler. We were pounding the local.
We were at Dovey Friday, Wednesday, Stiniog Sunday. Wednesday we were at Degler, and today we were at Dovey. We've done 4 rides in about 8 days.
Pounding long distance local and pounding the local.
About 60 miles in terms of riding. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm fucking knackered. I'll be honest with you. Like,
that's a lot of pounding.
Didn't come. Just a fair amount of pounding going on.
Miles per pounding.
And it got good and wet this afternoon as well, and it was nice and slippery.
Pounded it hard.
But let's keep it on track, boys. Keep it on track, boys.
You said it.
We can't talk about our junior rider program and then start getting into pounding in the very next segment of the show. You know what I mean? It's a bit like, whoa.
I didn't say it.
So yeah, we've been doing loads and loads of riding. I nearly alluded to it. We went up to take a nice easy Wednesday ride around Landegler. Big up Landegler, big up Rich. The barbecue was absolutely fantastic.
That was amazing.
Honestly, like, we have so timed the weather perfectly everywhere we've been. We got to Degler yesterday afternoon. Did our 1.5, got back to the trail centre.
It was roasting.
Ordered some scran just at like 10 minutes before the barbecue went live. Ordered some scran. Rich knocked it out of the park.
And then it started raining.
And then just as the food was ready, it started to rain. And there was these massive umbrellas outside. So me and him just managed to get one of them. And it just, like, honestly, it was like 5 minutes either way. It would have been soaked.
Yeah.
But the food was fantastic. And again today, totally managed to avoid the weather today.
There was a bit of rain, but it stayed for about 10 minutes while we were on the uplift. We went half a lap, and then it stopped. and everywhere was just grip, full of fucking grip.
Stiniog, right? We left Stiniog Saturday.
Sunday.
Did like a couple of runs after lunch, and then was like, oh, do you know what I'm going to call it? Going to quit while you're ahead. Jumped in the van, got packed up. As we were setting off, coming back home, it was like that rain.
We went into the
It was
rain
like that,
literally
boom.
as we came out of the studio.
Yeah, you could see it coming down the valley as you were at the top, couldn't you? But again, like I say, just mountain bikes everywhere. Funny story. This is right. You know, like I said last week, that I went to Dovey, managed to do 4 runs, 2 of which were incomplete,
Kill the time.
2 of which were just horrible.
Yeah.
Hated the bike. However, still had a bell today. So I was like, it's only half about riding the bikes, right?
Yeah.
And it's half the people and the vibe and all that kind of stuff. And even though today we've been and had a completely different experience, like both bikes worked all day, were on point. I'd got out my own head. We're having an absolutely fabulous day. So it was all about the riding today, but at the same time, right, just when you think it is like a lot more about the riding, right? So first uplift, we stood in the queue behind a bloke on a blue Yeti.
Yeah, white. That was a white in.
Paul Tomlinson, you are this, right? Honestly, mate, this is the best story ever. So, 2 months ago, I bought a Santa Cruz V10 off a bloke on the internet that I'd never met.
Nope.
Had no previous knowledge of. He lived like nearly 200 miles away from us, which took us hours to drive there. Which turned out to be like the coolest geezer like in the world, and still is. Sold us this bike. We bring it home, right? We then go to our local, which is 2 hours away from us, 4 hours away from them.
Today,
right?
by the way.
This is today. We stood there in the uplift queue for it, and the bloke in front of us turns around and says, "Have you recently bought that?" And I'm like, whoa, like Darren Brown shit going on here. I was like, yeah, I have. And then I kind of looked at it, was like, Tomlinson. He went, "I'm Paul's brother." I recognised the bike with all the Hope stuff on it, and I was like, shut the front door, you are having a laugh. And then had a chat with him, talked about the bike. He's got history with it, like going back with it, so you know the bike's as genuine as it gets, you know what I mean? And told him what I've done to it, all that kind of stuff. And then he came past us a few times when we were at the van. And we were just getting muddier and muddier and muddier, and every time we come, how's it going? I'm like, oh fucking hell, yeah. Because I was just saying to him, look, I'm still tuning it in, it's had work done on it. But then like through the day, how's it going? Like that, oh fucking hell, it's definitely going down. It's definitely going down. So Paul, still you are the bike seller that keeps on giving. Met your brother today, lovely bloke, and he was fair flying as well.
Yeah, he was fast all day.
Get on Turnip Towers because there's a load of pictures of your brother, like really railing some berms and sending some tables as well. We were just having a look before, so. Big up Turnip Towers.
Always providing good photos.
As always, they were all round Dubby today. And there's some absolute belters. They've even made me look good in a couple of them as well. So I don't know how he does that. He must have a filter, like make Cole look less like a twat filter.
Specifically for you,
just makes me look cool. Staying on the subject of Dubby, we went last week, and the tan tyres thing that's it.
It's a no-go.
It's a no-go. Put a Continental on it today. Fabulous. Fox. Put a Continental on it today, actually before we went to Stiniog, and
then popped it putting on the uplift.
No, I popped it coming down before I put it on the uplift. By the time I put it on the uplift, it had started to deflate.
Okay.
It was in that last shoot.
The shady one.
Yeah.
Where you brake and
loved it. Was up at Stiniog. When we put some reasonable times on the day, looked at the Strava, and it was like, okay, so it feels like it's trying to kill me. I hate it. I don't know how to ride it. Yet still the times are all like me and him, 1, 3, 2, like all day, all over the trail. So you kind of got to get out your own head, but that was cool because today I just got straight onto it. I knew it would go top to bottom as well without damaging itself. And for the first time in I can remember, no damaged parts at Dovey. Should we quickly do why isn't it working?
Why is it working?
Why is it working?
Everything's fucking working.
Oh,
you got a puncher. No, you rode it.
No, we
the other day.
sorted that.
We sorted it. Everything's working.
Sorted the puncture. Boom. See, everything's working again.
Everything's working, which means
Something's
that
gonna break.
in the next couple of weeks, it's all going to cost a load of money again because most of it won't be.
Welcome
working.
to the sport of mountain biking, where you're actually spending more money on bikes fixing them than you did your bike in the first place.
Yeah, but then you get that excitement of it being ready. You're like, ooh.
And then you break it.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, like you spend all this money on it, and then you go and treat it as badly as you can,
Yeah.
and moan that it breaks, and pay a load of money, and then guess what? You go and do it all again, exactly the same. So, not Stinny today. Dovey today was like these videos that have been sort of playing down here whilst we've been talking about this. That's me and him trying to chase each other around Dovey today.
You should put that photo up of him hitting the.
Oh, wait, inside.
Like full ninja, yeah, it's a belting picture. I have got to say, like seeing you like on that bike today was like that is worth it's almost like uncorked the bottle that your e-bike was. It was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? And now you got that, boom, got that. Bye, I think I'm riding that.
Just dipping me toe
Go
further in
away.
every time.
Well, yeah, it
Sending
is.
the big lifts, boy.
It is very cool. And speaking of like the big lips, we were riding with a couple of guys today. They were quite cool. That's the little video of them. We'll do them coming through, and then you coming through as well on Super Sweeper.
They were from New Zealand.
Yeah, and they were flying as well.
Yeah.
Always good to see. I got completely. I don't know. I just got out-dadded, out-olded by Dan Atherton.
Yeah.
He was taking the piss. About being slow, so I was going, look, I'm old. That's why I'm slow. I'm old. Just accept it. Dan Atherton was walking past. He was like that. Whoa, I'm old. I was like, shit.
I'm older than
like that. But I'm older than you, and my surname's not Allen. And he kind of looks at me like that. Yeah.
Little giggle to himself. He was like, yeah, you've not been done it.
And the really cool girl that we met in the cafe at lunchtime with the dog, like Remo's classic
that
dog.
was so cute.
Like the most random conversation ever with a complete stranger in the queue. Ended up basically like that, offering her to lend me a dog because we'd come up with a solution for dog hair, like in the home. So Dragon's Den, and basically, like I don't know if anyone has thought of it, a fucking Velcro blanket. So if you've got a dog that molts a lot, right, just do a blanket for it with a Velcro top on it. And this is the pitch. We even worked a pitch out, right? Got this in the queue for like the cafe, which took about 5 minutes. The pitch is, I borrow the dog for a weekend, take it to London to Dragon's Den, right? Dog's like sat on a its bed with its Velcro blanket. Honestly, in the queue, no drugs involved, just random chit chat, total stranger.
Adrenaline.
So like I'm there, I pitch it, and whilst I'm sort of telling them what it is, the dog's gone and greeted all of the dragons, right? And then you get the dog to come back and sit down, you go like that. Now then, would you all mind looking in your laps? And like that, no one's got any dog hair like that. Boom, boom. That's because it is all in the dog bed 2000. We didn't name it or anything, but it was like that. That's fucking genius. That could actually work. Do you know what I mean? That could actually work.
I'll see what I mean.
So if you're watching and the offer's still on, like, yeah, well, I'll do the development on the product, and yeah, if you wouldn't mind as a borrower on your dog. It still sounds as dodgy as it did earlier on as well, doesn't it? So, and all that there, right, and the people that we rode with, and meeting the bloke's brother who sold me this bike, all that, right, that's mountain biking.
That's why you go do these things.
This is why.
Bring everyone together, man.
So, like, we were stood in the uplift queue today, and the bloke, honestly, he's there in his high-vis, and he's putting bikes on uplift trailers. He is the literal like keystone to everything working.
Before you're even on the uplift, he's stoking you up.
He's like trail dad, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's so.
Lovely dad.
Today we were talking about fucking about suspension, and he just walks over like that. Hey, I'll give you the top tip, right? Every time you make a change, just like write it down. So you go one click this way, so you can always go back to what you started with. And I was like, oh, that means having like a pen and paper. And he was like that. No, I used to write it in the dust on the inside of my van. And then we were like, that's the top tip. Not like that. That's the top. Use the dust on the. Don't wash the van. Use it for keeping suspension setting notes.
Genius.
Thank you, Ant. We're loving your work.
Experience.
What a gent. Honestly, the staff there.
The amount of bikes you see him pick up, he just picked. It's like you see someone struggling to get the bike on, and he just comes over and goes, "Here you are," lifts up this e-bike, 2 hands, just goes, boom, boom. You're like, He just does it all day, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it.
You know Forrest Gump at the end of his run with that massive beard? He looks like that, but like a ginger version. But honestly, he's the nicest bloke. We love him, and he always recognises your face. Hello.
How you doing?
Like, so again, within seconds of getting out of the van, we walked up to the reception to sign on, right? And the dudes who we ended up talking to with the mullet and the big hair and everything, right? He's walking in behind us. And the geezer that was behind the counter doing the sign-on comes in. He was in the cafe. He walks past this guy. Never spoke to him before. And he just went like, "Whoa, you better be fast with hair like that." Do you know what I mean? I'm like, honestly, the place is it's just amazing.
You said to him something along the line.
Oh yeah, I pointed at my baldy head.
Yeah,
and he had a cap on.
I doubt that you've got a full head of hair as well. And he went.
He was taking the piss, and I was like, "Hey, I'm like, don't be fucking coming it." Like, I could like shaved up the sides with a baseball. I was like, "Yeah, come on, you're no better off than me." Like that.
Massive head of hair,
dude.
Like, Jesus Christ,
it was like that. That's amazing. But yeah, totally cool.
Great
Love the
day.
place.
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous day.
Always good to ride that.
Yeah, rained halfway through, but it made it faster again.
Cooled me down.
Just fabulous. Stiniog was riding well. We love Stiniog. Big up to Romy and the team down there. Your picture of you and Uplift Driver's dog.
Oh yeah,
That's a picture of the day for me right there. Like, looks like the dog's like completely still, like the both of them like that. Yeah, come on, lad. Almost like the dog's got a selfie of him with Jack. Right? You know what I mean?
Like that,
it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So
that's that's riding stuff. Have we got any? We've got answer uplift tips. I've got Old Off, done the Dragon's Den dog bed. I was actually going to go for a change to MT life with Dan. What like
still some
since getting the MT and
you've been
knocking
line of
around.
biking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still got 2 wheels and it still rolls.
It's got a motor in MT like. It's just
like
literally, I know, yeah, just more like commuting like.
How's it feeling? You getting used to it?
Yeah, is it terrifying?
Honestly,
on a
I feel
regular
like
basis?
With the mileage it was on when I bought it, it wasn't running. I don't think so, but something just happened. I just woke up one day, sat on it, and it just worked.
But
everything just like
clicked. It had been
clicked.
sat for years, though, and it had been sat for like a good year and a half, 2 years.
It felt like lighter almost. I don't know how to explain it.
Needed a good ride.
Yeah, I feel like the engine cleaned through because I was putting the good petrol in it.
If the suspension works in any kind of similar way to the 40s, then they've got fibre seals which need the oil in the shop to keep, like, for want of a better phrase, moist, just so that they seal, but they can dry out. So it can take a little while for everything just to sort of get lubed up.
That probably is what it was.
Feeling a bit stiff, like
it was a lot like very rigid, but now it just kind of feels a lot more like I've got more control over the bike.
Yeah.
The suspension word for that, Daniel, is plush.
There you go. Plush setting, all stiff.
Yeah, plush. Honestly, like, fucking about with suspension got like real low real quick today. It was like that. It doesn't matter what you do, it just slipped and slid everywhere. So it was like, oh fuck it, just learn to
ride it.
So
and it worked, believe it or not. Actually, just riding your bike and not changing it every time you get off it.
A couple more big ups. We bumped into Jen, didn't we? And Seb. After we saw Seb Flynn, did you see his videos as well? He's been Bike Park Wales. Has he been like Kesus as well? Honestly, he's just been on like. I wish my childhood was his. You know what I mean? It's like, all he seems to do is ride, which is ace. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wish my mum and dad were like, no, we're just gonna ride.
Living the dream.
There you go.
Living the dream.
Have we ever discussed in the show the point at which, like, me just having done this for longer, and have we crossed that? Did we touch on that in the show?
Possibly earlier in the show.
We've discussed it before, whereas like
the difference between 18 years old and 32 years
at
of
what point
experience.
does youth and fitness and like that eagerness take just overcome like age and experience and all that kind of stuff? And for anyone that's interested, it's about now. I've chased his ass all around fucking Dubby today and got close on a couple of occasions, and like I think Strava runs are like 2-1. There's a couple of seconds in it, but it was the same all around Landegler as well the other day. It's like we 1-2, swap. But it's the tipping point. These are the best of times now, because this time, the end of the summer going into next year, you're just going to be faster than me.
Yeah.
So like, you'll be gone. Do you know what I mean?
This is our
Hopefully,
last
you'll be
couple of
riding
time,
with
innit?
Ruben. So
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
gonna
like night and
I know,
showing
I
out.
don't
So he needs a riding buddy,
I need an apprentice,
and
Dan.
that's kind of our fault because we had roped Dan into coming to Stiniog on Sunday, and then things got
It'll be in the works
transport
again. It'll be in the
wise.
works again. We'll sort another
We'll
one.
definitely do it.
We'll go
We
see
even
them.
was
Coming
like,
soon.
we were driving to Stiniog the other day, going, fuck it, we need a new van, we need an extra seat, so we'll just sort it ourselves.
And then
we'll figure it out.
Michelle rang up.
I need a bigger bike. That's what
Mate,
he's
get on this.
Michelle rang up.
Yeah.
And they were chatting, and she was like, "Have you already left?" And we were like, "Yeah." And she was like,
Do you want me to go and pick him up?
We were about an hour out.
seven in the
We were an
morning,
hour out, and
That
she
was
went, "Do you want me?" And she would have, but we took the bike out. So
Yeah,
it was one of
She
them.
was
where-
like that, I can't believe you didn't ring me. I was like, and do you know what? As we set off,
said
we
it,
were all
yeah.
gutted. I actually said, do you know what, right? If Michelle had stayed over, right, but any money she'd have just gone, yeah, I'll drive down with you. And then she phoned about 20 minutes later. I was like, I can't believe you didn't ring me. Why didn't you ring me? He was like, he's like, do you want to take your Sunday drive for 2 hours so that Dan can come riding? She's like that.
Before.
Yeah. Like, hey, do you know what?
That's cool as fuck, by the way, Michelle. Thank you. That is cool as fuck.
It is, yeah, very much so. So, like I say, what we'll probably do is we'll just figure it out between us. Downhill mom, yeah. Figure it out between us because there's the caves down there and the bounce below and all that lot. So if it's a weekend where she's got L, then
Go do zip line, innit?
they can go and do like bounce below and all that lot
Do the
whilst we
zip line.
ride.
The big zip
you know what I
line
mean?
thing, innit?
And we've got enough bikes. We just need enough seats. So anyway, we diverse. I'm sure. That,
Back onto bikes.
Back onto bikes. So yeah, that's Flynn. MT Life with Dan. Stiniog we've done. Eco button.
All right, so results are in officially.
So because Neil's not here, we're going to get all nerdy and beard rubby and
Because he's not going to terror us.
not going to terror us.
Grind his teeth.
with his pink map. Did we go to a car show at the weekend?
We did. Right, empty.
Oh.
Not the empty, eco button.
Eco button, right, we'll go back. So this one's for you, Neil. Eco button. So we did 50 quid's worth for super diesel, 50 quid's worth for standard diesel, and the Redline all the time consumer advice was it doesn't fucking matter, they both go about the same distance.
Might as well put the
One's
better
probably
one in.
better for your engine.
Yeah.
And then we discovered there's an eco button in our van that we've had for like nearly a year and a half now, but for obvious reasons,
Why
never
would you
pressed
press
it.
eco?
Neil was absolutely
Against it.
He was incensed.
He was distraught.
He was
Yeah.
incensed. Oh, that's not Redline. However, eat our shorts, Johnson, because we've done the maths. Now, normally it's a pretty standard 350 miles for your 50 quid's worth of diesel, right? Add the eco button, drive it round like you normally would. It's no slower, it's just a different throttle button. Drive it round, right? And instead of your 350 miles, have a guess.
500.
That's ambitious. Oh, you know, so there's no point. I'm going to guess 450.
That's about right.
That's amazing.
Oh,
450 miles. It's an extra 100 miles. It's like a third of a tank.
Yeah.
So we did the maths at 50 quid. If you put 50 quid in producing every week, right? In the fourth week of a month, you wouldn't need to put fuel in because you've got an extra 100 miles every
You'd
week for
save
3 weeks.
50
So if you
quid
did
every
like
fourth week.
you like 50
That
quid,
adds up.
that's £600 a month.
It's a lot of money every month.
That's van insurance.
That's insurance paid every
That
month.
is true, that way.
Yeah.
So we
Or a
can,
new wheel set.
for you.
Yeah, well, that's for the next thing. Anyway, so yeah, eco button, apparently like that, who'd have thought? So, because it is actually a bit more fun to drive on eco, it does more miles, it's no slower.
No.
We asked the question, car industry, if you're watching, why isn't that just like the default setting?
Yeah. Why isn't there a sport
Why do you have
mode
to
button?
choose for it to be nicer to drive and to go further on tank of diesel
Go fast mode rather than an eco mode.
over the opposite?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Answers on a postcard, please. Ford Motor Company, hashtag Fox. Ford Motor Company,
Ford.
in the comments, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe. We noticed a few people actually had
like.
subscribed, so
Yeah,
we're like,
thank
we
you.
should really start.
We appreciate it.
We really should start, letting people know.
But they should subscribe.
Yeah, we got to big up Shannon as well because he's still being Redline as fuck. Going at it.
Just doing what he wants.
Yeah. Loving your work, mate. I know you think I don't, but I'm actually not pissed off. But yeah, I think it's quite funny.
He's just adding, yeah.
He's just fucking having it, aren't you, lad? Fair dues. Redline as fuck.
He's jealous.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Wish you could still go and do it
Trotty,
yourself.
we got Trotty's got another video for us.
That'll have to wait till next.
Neil's got it.
I don't think he wants to miss out on Trotty.
Neil's in Paphos, and I think Trotty is Neil's mate. So he's also got a task for us as well, Trotty, this week. So tune into episode 12 to find out what that is. It's like a Star Wars franchise, isn't it? Oh, I remember we were going to do like a complete clips look back to if we didn't have anything to talk about. We were totally going to fake it by Neil not being here.
And then we did this while we were having dinner.
Yeah, but instead of doing that, what we did was basically ride mountain bikes all week. So we didn't prepare any clips or anything
Because
like
we've got a race next weekend, which we didn't.
Have we got a race next weekend?
Yeah, it's next weekend coming up.
Oh, shit.
It's the 12th next
Hey, dude, we're actually prepared. Accidentally. It's like we are ready now this
So
weekend.
we're sorry there's no compilation, but you may see podiums.
Podios. It sounds like a
That's
rodeo
close.
podium. I was going to say
That's
podium.
close.
We're aiming for the podios this week. Other than that, I think we've done everything. Did you think his name was Owen? It's a different Tom.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the name Paul's brother, man, but it was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
And you've literally made like my Dovey stories. I think that's got to be top Dovey story.
It's the most random
the
sort
most
of one.
random thing.
Stood there for about 5 minutes behind him as well.
That's like as random as I hadn't seen Chris Harrington for like 20 years, right? And then I bump into him in the security guarded one in, one out humidor, right, on the departure side of Geneva Airport.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him for 20
Somewhere
fucking years. I was like that. Arrow. No fucking way, it's cold like that. And then, right, me and Kev sit on the plane, and Arrow's in the next seat. I'm like that. This is just fucking wild.
This shouldn't happen.
But like, there you go. Mr. Tomlinson's brother. It just happened to be, of all the people that were there as well, just happened to be in front of us, turn around like that. If you had that long, it's like, whoa.
Innit? And like the fact is as well, we were stood behind him, and if you didn't ride up in front of him, you were just bouncing
I took it out,
You rode in front of him, and then all of a sudden he just went, it's like, calls us high. Like,
despite the fact that I've changed the pedals and changed the tyres,
kind of.
You know, it obviously doesn't look anything like it used to with me making those sweeping changes. He was just like that, being Liberace's bike. That's how Paul's, yeah.
You noticed all the fucking...
All the Hope stuff on it, basically. He was like that, I recognise all the Hope stuff on it. So, again, pleasure to meet you, Dovey.
Yeah.
Loving your work as always.
Bringing people together.
And, you know, what can I say, this week had like mountain bikes.
They've been where it is.
Yeah, that's what it's all about this week. So, I think that... Anybody else?
No.
Anybody
Wraps it up.
Okay. That's it from us. We'll be back. We won't have race dates. It will be the week before the race, won't it? For the next show next Thursday. Neil should be back with Troddy and the usual suspects and our now not so irregular studio guest. So until then, keep it.
You did it wrong. It's until next time. Keep it Redline.
Okay,
right,
we're going to go for it again. Do you want to do the until then?
Yeah, okay. And so, thank you very much for tuning in. That's all from us. And until next time,
keep it Redline! Woo! Oh, the video producer.